Ladies and gentlemen, this is breaking news. About an hour ago, judge dismisses 14th Amendment lawsuit against Trump. Rules plaintiff lacks standing in her swift dismissal of the case. The judge who was appointed to the bench by President Obama ruled that the plaintiff lacked standing to bring the challenge. What did I tell you earlier today, ladies and gentlemen, regarding the 14th Amendment? I said the Supreme Court, when it gets to the Supreme Court, will prevent Democrats or any challenge preventing Trump or trying to stop or ban Trump from running in 2024 utilizing the 14th Amendment. I said it's not, you'd have to be a complete imbecile to think that Trump tried to overthrow the government. Furthermore, you cannot use the 14th Amendment against Donald Trump to prevent him from running in 2024 because he hasn't been convicted of a crime. He hasn't been convicted of a crime. There's no organization that he was a part of that caused the mayhem or the chaos that day in January. So the RICO statutes that have been leveled against him, for example, in Georgia, require an organization. Okay, they require that he is a part or that he leads an organization or some kind of group or some kind of political action committee that prosecutors can point to and say, well, he led this group or organization or this band of people, and he tried to overturn results in Georgia or cause mayhem and chaos in D.C. Okay, none of this is true, of course. The Federal Bureau of Investigation stated that there was no evidence that anything was concerted or organized or that Trump had any part in fomenting the mayhem. So this is yet again another victory for Trump when it comes to constitutional issues or constitutional challenges. Okay, so the RICO statutes and the federal RICO and the state RICO statutes are used against organizations. Okay, they're trying to say that Trump was the ringleader of an organization. Well, that's obviously not the case. There were people like Donald Trump who truly believed with all their heart that Democrats did to them what they did to Bernie Sanders in 2016, okay, which is engage in very shady and corrupt practices to swing things their way. Okay, he did not believe that everything was fair and neutral in the manner that, for example, Debbie Wasserman Schultz promised and lied about, which forced her to resign in disgrace in Florida, or no, as the DNC chairperson in 2016, and then promptly joined Clinton. Okay, so Democrats don't even have a functioning primary, but you had an entire summer full of terrible property damage, billions upon billions of dollars lost, 19 lives lost, which is the most important thing, chaos, mayhem, every single day in the news. And yet they focus on one day and they say, well, Trump tried to overthrow the country when you had complete and utter anarchy for the entire summer. And I agree with why people peacefully demonstrated that summer. But I don't agree with the chaos, the mayhem, the anarchy that Democrats just, shrugged their shoulders, didn't care about. Hit subscribe, by the way, to this channel. Huge, huge victory. The judge basically, this was a federal judge or state judge. It didn't even get to the Supreme Court. So I was telling you that the Supreme Court would never allow this. Well, you have courts, before the Supreme Court that would never allow this also. We can go down and read a federal court judge. So a federal court judge in Fort Lauderdale on Thursday dismissed a lawsuit challenging Donald Trump's 2024 presidential candidacy under the 14th Amendment. The lawsuit filed a week ago questioned Trump's ability to appear on the Florida presidential primary ballot. This is hilarious because if you look, Trump is absolutely crushing mashed potato brains Trump v. Biden in 2024 by 10 points in Florida. Okay. His poll numbers are going up, by the way. He's making money and he's monetized the mugshot, which is going to be $1 billion plus very soon in terms of t-shirts and campaign fundraising. They've turned him into a pop icon, a cultural icon. They've turned, everyone knows what's going on. Everyone knows what it's like to be picked on in class. Okay, so the bullies, the people who claim that Trump is a bully have become bullies themselves. And everyone knows what's happening. Look at these poll numbers, okay? Trump, in the past couple of months, is just, completely annihilating his competition in Florida. So that's what they want to do. They want to prevent Trump from running because they know that in 2016, he defeated them. And they know 2 years ago, it was a lot closer than the pundits believed. Okay, so hit subscribe, by the way, to this channel if you want to support my work long term. My Patreon is below. My super thanks is below. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, this year is going to be fantastic. 2024 is going to be a very important year for the country. The channel is going to grow. We'll get to over 300,000 subs, hopefully, and beyond by November or around November of 2024. We'll have interviews. I'm going to do interviews very soon. I'm reaching out to people, and slowly but surely, we will have some really, really wonderful people to interview on this channel. There'll be live streams. So it'll be live stream interviews. Plus, we'll have live streams. And ladies and gentlemen, it'll just be awesome. It'll be really awesome. But hit subscribe to this channel to read my writing in The Hill, The Huffington Post, Salon, The Jerusalem Post, The Federalist, other publications. Go to hagoodman.com. And you can see, ladies and gentlemen, that Trump is doing very well in terms of, the man's indicted 4 times. Think about that for a second. He's been indicted 4 times. You can look, you can say, well, you know what? These polls don't reflect that. His poll numbers have gone up with numerous demographic groups, and his poll numbers have gone up actually after he was indicted. So, and he gained millions upon millions of dollars in campaign donations after he was indicted. So, what does that tell you? You have a person indicted 4 times in the United States of America, a former president, and still his poll numbers go up. And you have an entire public relations monstrosity. The Washington Post, the New York Times, MSNBC, CNN, New Yorker, New York Magazine, The Atlantic, Mother Jones, The Nation, Vanity Fair, Esquire, Daily Beast, all of these publications are essentially part of the Democratic Party. They're a public relations apparatus. It's not a free press. It's not like NPR you can add to that. You're talking about an entire media machine, and the media machine props up Biden. Imagine if the media machine was just apolitical, or that they barely picked a side instead of overtly serving as a mouthpiece for the Democratic Party and a gatekeeper and preventing any discussion, preventing Americans from addressing any issues that show corruption within the Democratic Party. So you have 50 plus intelligence officials 2 years ago, 2+ years ago, 50 plus intelligence officials saying that, Hunter's laptop was an operation by the Kremlin. Okay, nothing could be further from the truth. Those 50 plus intelligence officials lacked intelligence and just overtly lied. What took place was they too were serving as a public relations machine for the Democratic Party. It's pretty obvious what's taking place. You have Trump doing extremely well in Florida. So the judge just gave Trump Florida by allowing him, by doing by just basically abiding by the Constitution and allowing this man to run. You think that Trump, by the way, you think that anyone who's supporting Trump cares if Biden runs again? It would be fantastic. I would love Biden to run again. I think that Hillary Clinton, though, will eventually be the Democratic nominee. I know that people think I'm nuts, but I think Hillary Clinton will eventually be the Democratic nominee. But you have Biden, who, you have mashed potato brains Of course, Trump wants to run against him. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe to this channel right now.